Good afternoon and welcome to Lunchtime Career Snacks. I am Varushka Rajagopal and I am the founder at Connect for Purpose, where we help people identify their career and education purpose and really help them to succeed in their careers. So what's Lunchtime Career Snacks? It's just 15 minutes of some data or some knowledge that you can immediately implement in your career, whether you're a businessman or somebody working for somebody, so that you can really achieve success in your life. So these are little snippets and they're quick wins. Now, in the past few weeks, I've been focusing on work-life balance and we'll continue on that topic today. For me, one of the most exciting, really exciting moments of my entrepreneurial life has been that ability to define work-life balance. Now, when you don't have the definition of something, if you don't know what something is and what it means, you're unable to actually make something go right. You can't actually achieve something if you don't know what you're working towards. And so when I defined work-life balance, it meant that I could finally provide solutions and people could actually start achieving work-life balance. Because before that, it was just something totally unreal. So I'm going to give you that definition of work-life balance. Work-life balance is the ability to fully focus on the task at hand, be it work or the rest of your life, so that you are able to complete the task or have the sense of being in the moment. The ability to fully focus. And it means not having the urge to be elsewhere or doing something else. Now, before we begin proper, I want to show you a quick video, but I want to make sure that you understand one of the words in this video. And the word is industrious. It means to apply oneself with energy to study or work. Actively, purposefully getting things done. It's the opposite of being idle and accomplishing nothing. So I'm going to show that. You start that.
What do you guys want to do?
I don't know. What do you want to do?
I don't know. What do you want to do?
1, 2, ready, go. Gonna pull the stops, gonna make it go. Drop down, gagged and bound, just sitting down and getting nowhere. You're living on a wing and a prayer. Gonna put them things together. You know it's now or never. The feeling will be.
What do you guys want to do now?
So the reason I wanted to show that to you is because it speaks to being industrious. And being industrious is super important if you want to achieve work-life balance, because you're actually getting up and you're getting things done. So what I'm finding is there's actually a lag between the go live and me actually doing it. So if I'm asking a question, you're kind of getting it a bit delayed. I'm sorry for that. But I'm going to ask a question. So I want you to let me know, how was that video for you? What did you get out of it for your own life in terms of you being industrious? So let me know. So let's continue. Now, chaos. Chaos is like things are just going crazy, right? There's just things everywhere. That's chaos, can exist in varying degrees. So now you'll get that person who cannot stand anything being out of place, like anything. And then you may get that person who feels that chaos is only when everything is super, super untidy, right? And we have those varying degrees of what chaos is defined as. So you could get somebody who wants to throw everything into the closet so they just don't see it and so that they think there's no chaos happening, but they're just camouflaging it. And I'll give you that example of my husband and I. So my husband loves cleanliness. He loves everything to not be seen, which is not that everything has its right place. It's just everything must not be seen. And so when he sets the dishes away, I'm like, where's this thing? And where's that thing? Oh, good. We're getting some messages coming through. Ian says, when you're industrious, you attract good things because being industrious puts you in a good mental space. That is super true. Thank you, Ian. And I'm so glad to have you join us. And I have Kumari and Matt on the line as well. So, hey guys, super awesome to have you guys on board. So yeah, so now, you have those varying degrees of what is chaos and what is order. Now, while we all have our personal likes and dislikes on the matter, there's only one really vital piece of data when it comes to your workspace being chaos. And you want to spend more time trying to find out what is needed in this space, because chaos in your workspace means that things don't get done as well. And now I've had to learn in this space because I was never really that one that wants to put anything away. And so I continue to learn. I'm definitely not at the level of a friend of mine who has everything ordered. She knows where everything needs to be filed, whether it's like a certain receipt, etc. She knows exactly what needs to be where, okay? Whereas I'll still have that in my handbag and I'm working on that. But there's a story of a journey at the beginning of my career as a career consultant when I was consulting with someone directly and I wanted to show them something. I wanted to show them a reference, but I didn't know where that book was. So I spent about 10 minutes trying to find that book. Now, if I had some organization in my space and there was less chaos in that space, I could have been impactful sooner. And while 10 minutes in a consulting space, because I could always just give that time back to her at that time, while it wasn't such a big deal at that point, now when I have things happening 1 hour, 1 hour, 1 hour with each person is scheduled, it becomes a lot more difficult to have time lost. Okay? And it's in those moments, I don't know if you're like that, but I want to scream, Mom, where is it? Because my mother knows where everything is in my house. She's good like that. Now, I want you to imagine something a bit more huge, like really huge. Now, imagine a printing press. A printing press is a space where you have a lot of particles moving in order to produce something. And imagine that high volume, or not imagine, like just know that high volume is where profit comes about in that printing press. And therefore you need to really have your production flow being very efficient. And the moment you introduce any inefficiencies into that space, you slow down production, you slow down the potential for profit. But imagine that on this line, you are a person that needs to be printing. But that means that as jobs stop, you need the next job to start, and therefore you need the supplies for the next job available. You're about to start this next job, and you're looking for the materials, and they're just not there. And so you head on over to the provider of the materials, and he says to you, oh, he's still trying to locate this type of paper. And you're like, you don't know where that paper is? So there's chaos in that space because they're not aware of where each of the inputs are. And so that chaos, specifically, what you need in order to do your job, if you are unaware of where these items are, you're going to slow down production, not just for yourself, but for your organization, your own productivity, your own efficiency, the potential for your organization to get bigger, for you to get further on in your goals, for you to earn more. Like all of that seems to then become smaller and smaller. And so while we think that having some level of disorganization is okay, it tends to compound and become far worse. Are you guys in agreement? I think I need to just keep an eye on what's being said on my actual phone, seeing as we have that delay. So let me know if you're in agreement with that. Now, you need to have order put into your space. You need to have order put into your own organization. And you need to make sure that things are on time. And one quick way for you to be organized, like my friend. So her name, well, she's in a safari business. Let me just tell you that. So she's in a safari business and she has a file kept. And that file is organized into each of the different areas of her business. Awesome, and thanks for the 100%. So she knows exactly what needs to be filed into each area. She knows what each document is. She has lists. So for that organization, she has lists. So she has lists according to the type of safari she has or the phase of the safari. She also knows where things are kept. So she has a specific location for each thing. Now, if you look at your own office space, what are you currently doing? So Kumari, for example, you're in HR. Well, you're in HR consulting. So you need to know who are your clients. You need to know perhaps what are their different challenges that they're facing. And so you have to organize documentation according to what their needs are. You may have folders on your computer that you can then organize a lot more effectively so you know where you can find information when you need to get to it. When I first started off, I had folders in every single location. Now I tend to put it according to client, the year, the month, the type of work that I'm doing. The more data that we have, the better organized we are in this information, the much easier it's going to be for you to just source that information and then utilize it, get the job done, and keep moving. Your homework for today, because I always give homework. Well, let me actually stop for a second. Are there any questions? Thanks for the hearts. Are there any questions? I'm going to wait for this to catch up. So let me know if you have any questions, and then I will answer them, and then I'll move on to your homework. Okay, cool. So I'm going to continue. And before I go into your homework, I want to remind you, even if you're watching this post the go live, please can you let me know your feedback or just write in the comments what you'd like to hear more about, like the topics that interest you, what you're really concerned on in your career and what help you would need, okay? So I'm going to give you your homework. I want you to find one area of your career and put order into it this week and just start to do it. I'd like to know when you do that and what changes you make in your life. Oh, okay, cool. So Ian says, it's not a question, but he finds Evernote can be an amazing tool to help track and find data. I really want to know how to use that a lot better. And Ian, I'm going to chat to you about that. And then maybe we can do a go live and how that could work. You could be a guest. I think that would be super awesome. Wonderful. So yes, I want you to find, let's go back to your homework. I want you to find one area of your life or your career where you can put some organization in. Maybe you can tidy up the study because most of us are working from home right now. So maybe tidy up the study, find the actual location for something, put the documents that you need in order. Those are some of the different ways in which you can start to put order into your life. And then don't forget to email me. You can just send me a message and let me know what you did and what changes that has brought into your life. This has been really good to have you guys on board. Thanks so much. Until next week, please don't forget to fill out those surveys and I will chat to you guys soon. Bye.